Hello everybody, my name is B Sweat. This is going to be 175 acronyms that you need to know for the Security Plus exam. The Security Plus exam is unique because not only does it test your broad fundamental knowledge of security, but they love to present the answers as a list of 5 acronyms. So not only do you need to know what all the acronyms mean, you also need to know their definitions in the context of the question. So it's crucial to have all these memorized. We're going to go through pretty quickly here. We're going to make it almost repetitive and hypnotic. So this is going to be great background audio or a great thing to listen to multiple times. We're not going to go very in depth. This is expecting you already know what these concepts are, and this is more to help memorize those leftover acronyms. So 8021X. 8021X is a network framework. It provides authentication for devices connecting to a local area network. 8021X is an authentication protocol. Next we have AAA. AAA. AAA stands for Authentication, Authorization, and Accounting. It's one of the base ideas within cybersecurity. AAA, Authentication, Authorization, and Accounting, making sure that you verify identity, only authorize access to the correct documents, and track activity. Next we have ACL. ACL stands for Access Control List, which is a list of what actions a user can take. ACL, Access Control List. Next we have AES. AES stands for Advanced Encryption Standard. It's one of the most common encryption standards in the world. AES, Advanced Encryption Standard. Next we have AH. AH stands for Authentication Header. This is an IPsec protocol for integrity and authentication. AH, Authentication Header. Next we have ALE, which is a business term. ALE stands for Annualized Loss Expectancy, how much you expect to lose from a risk every year. ALE, Annualized Loss Expectancy. Next we have AP. AP stands for Access Point. This is going to be the device that actually broadcasts your network. AP stands for Access Point. Next we have an API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. This is how external systems will be able to access an app of yours. API, Application Programming Interface. Next we have an APT, something my company is dealing with right now. APT stands for Advanced Persistent Threat. These can be nation states or large hacking groups. APT, Advanced Persistent Threat. Next we have ARP. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol, which maps IP addresses to MAC addresses. ARP, Address Resolution Protocol, map IP addresses to MAC addresses. Next we have ARO, a business term. ARO stands for Annualized Rate of Occurrence, or how often something you expect to happen in a year. ARO, Annualized Rate of Occurrence. Next we have ASLR. ASLR stands for Address Space Layout Randomization, making sure that buffer overflows don't hit the same point in memory every time to prevent exploitation. ASLR, Address Space Layout Randomization. Next we have ATM. ATM is an asynchronous transfer mode. It's a network technology using fixed size cells for data. ATM stands for Asynchronous Transfer Mode. Next we have BCP. We have a couple business terms coming up here. BCP is a business term for Business Continuity Plan, how you plan to keep business operating after a disruption. BCP, Business Continuity Plan. Next we have BIA. BIA stands for Business Impact Analysis, or how much of an effect a disruption will have on your business. BIA, Business Impact Analysis. Next we have BPA. BPA, our final business term, is a formal agreement between two bodies outlining your roles and responsibilities. So BPA is a business partnership agreement, a formal agreement between two organizations. Next we have the BSS ID. There's a couple letters here that we can start identifying, and ID is usually going to stand for identification, and in this case BSS ID stands for Basic Service Set Identifier, which is going to help identify a wireless access point. BSS ID, Basic Service Set Identifier. Next we have BYOD. BYOD. This stands for Bring Your Own Device, which is when you are allowed to bring your personal device to a company and then they load it to match their policy. BYOD, Bring Your Own Device. Next we have CA. CA stands for Certificate Authority, which issues trusted certificates. A CA is a Certificate Authority. Next we have CAPTCHA. The definition is the completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart, but it's that little box you click to make sure you're a human. CAPTCHA, make sure you're not a bot. Next we have CBC. CBC stands for Cipher Block Chaining. This is an encryption mode that XORs each block with the previous one. CBC, Cipher Block Chaining, and encryption mode. Next we have CCMP. CCMP stands for Counter Mode with Cipher Block Chaining Message Authentication Code Protocol. WPA2 encryption protocol using AES. CCMP is a WPA2 encryption protocol. Next we have CERT, which is the Computer Emergency Response Team. CERT, Computer Emergency Response Team. Next we have the CIA, which is a triad. The CIA triad is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is the core principle of security. CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Next we have the CIRT. It's very similar to CERT, which is the Computer Incident Response Team. CIRT, Computer Incident Response Team. Next we have the CIO, a business term. CIO is the Chief Information Officer, and the CISO, or the CISO, the CISO is the Chief Information Security Officer, who's the head of cyber. CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. Next we have CMDB. DB usually stands for database, and CMDB stands for the Configuration Management Database, storing configuration items and their relationships. CMDB, Configuration Management Database. Next we have the CNAME. The name in CNAME stands for name, and the C stands for canonical. It's the canonical name record, which is the DNS mapping of an alias to a true domain name. CNAME, canonical name record, mapping an alias to a domain name. Next we have the COOP, or co-op, a business term meaning continuity of operations plan, making sure that you're able to pick business up after disruption. COOP, continuity of operations plan. Next we have COPE, COPE, COPE and Sieve, COPE and Sieve. COPE stands for corporate owned, personally enabled, which is where the company owns the device that they issue you, but they allow you to use it for your own use as well. COPE, corporate owned, personally enabled. Next we have the CPU, the brain of the computer. The CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. CPU, Central Processing Unit. Next we have CRC. CRC stands for Cyclic Redundancy Check, which is constant error detection code for data validation. CRC, Cyclic Redundancy Check. Next we have the CRL. CRL stands for Certificate Revocation List, which is a constantly updating list of certificates that are no longer valid. CRL, Certificate Revocation List. Next we have a CSR. CSR stands for Certificate Signing Request, which is a request sent to a CA, or certificate authority, to apply for a certificate. CSR, Certificate Signing Request. Next we have a CSRF. CSRF stands for Cross-Site Request Forgery. CSRF, Cross-Site Request Forgery. Next we have CYOD. CYOD stands for Choose Your Own Device, selecting from a fleet of approved devices at work. CYOD, Choose Your Own Device. Next we have DAC, DAC. DAC stands for Discretionary Access Control, which is where you modify every permission that a user has. DAC, Discretionary Access Control. Next we have a DDoS, Distributed Denial of Service, which is an attack that floods the system with traffic. DDoS, Distributed Denial of Service. Next we have DEP. DEP stands for Data Execution Prevention, which prevents you from executing code in certain regions of the memory. DEP, Data Execution Prevention. Next we have DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, which assigns IP addresses. DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, automatically assign IP addresses. Next we have DHE. DHE is the Diffie-Hellman ephemeral, which is a key exchange with secrecy. DHE, Diffie-Hellman ephemeral. Next we have DKIM, which is an email term. DKIM is the domain keys identified mail, which is an authentication method using digital signatures to prevent spoofing. DKIM, domain keys identified mail. Next we have DLP. DLP is data loss prevention, preventing unauthorized data exfiltration. DLP, data loss prevention. Next we have DMARC, another email term. DMARC, an email term, stands for Domain-Based Message Authentication Reporting and Conformance, which prevents spoofing. DMARC prevents email spoofing. Next we have DMZ. We are talking just like North Korea here. It stands for Demilitarized Zone. It's a sort of a middleman segment of your network between the internal and external network. DMZ, Demilitarized Zone. Next we have DNS. DNS is the domain name system, which resolves domain names to IP addresses. DNS resolves domain names to IP addresses. Next we have DNSSEC. The SEC stands for security, so it's just the DNS with security with authentication integrity. DNSSEC, domain name system, security extensions. Next we have DOS or DOS, which is just a denial of service. Next we have DRP. DRP stands for Disaster Recovery Plan. How are you going to get back after a big accident? DRP, Disaster Recovery Plan. Next we have EAP. EAP stands for the Extensible Authentication Protocol. It's a framework for network access authentication. EAP, Extensible Authentication Protocol. Next you have the EDR. EDR stands for Endpoint Detection and Response. EDR, Endpoint Detection and Response, tools that detect endpoint threats. Next we have EFS. EFS is a Windows feature to encrypt files, encrypting file system. EFS, encrypting file system. Next we have EOL, which is end of life, meaning it's no longer supported. And EOS, which is end of support, no more patches or updates. Next we have ESP, which is the Encapsulating Security Payload, which is an IPsec protocol for encryption and authentication. ESP, Encapsulating Security Payload. Next we have FDE. FDE stands for Full Disk Encryption, which is when you're encrypting the entire disk rather than just a section. FDE, Full Disk Encryption. Next we have FIM. FIM stands for File Integrity Monitoring, which detects unauthorized changes to files. FIM, File Integrity Monitoring. Next we have FTP. FTP is the File Transfer Protocol, which is a protocol to transfer files over a network. FTP, File Transfer Protocol. FTPS is FTP Secure, or File Transfer Protocol Secure, encrypting with SSL or TLS. FTPS, FTP Secure. Next we have the GCM, which is the Galois Counter Mode, which is an encryption mode. GCM is an encryption mode. GDPR is the General Data Protection Regulation. It's the EU's privacy law. GDPR, EU's data privacy law. Next we have GPG. Linux nerds will know this one. It's the GNU Privacy Guard. It's an encryption tool using OpenPGP. GPG, GNU Privacy Guard. Next we have GPS, Global Positioning System. GUI, Graphical User Interface. Next we have HA. HA stands for High Availability. HA, High Availability. Next we have the H stands for Host IDS, which is the host intrusion detection system, and the HIPS, which is the host intrusion prevention system. We have HMAC. HMAC is the hash-based message authentication code, verifying data integrity and authenticity. HMAC, hash-based message authentication code. Next we have the HSM, hardware security module. HTML, hypertext markup language. HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. HTTPS is the HTTP secure. HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. IaaS. IaaS stands for Infrastructure as a Service, which is when your entire stack may be in the network. IaaS, Infrastructure as a Service. Next we have IAM. IAM stands for Identity and Access Management, which is a framework for managing user identities and access. IAM, Identity and Access Management. Next we have ICMP. ICMP. This is the Internet Control Message Protocol, which sends error and diagnostic messages. ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol. Next we have ICS. ICS are Industrial Control Systems. ICS, Industrial Control Systems. Think large factories. Next we have an IDS. An IDS is the Intrusion Detection System. IPS is the Intrusion Prevention System. Next we have IMAP. IMAP is an email term, meaning Internet Message Access Protocol, which retrieves email while keeping it on the server. IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, retrieves email while keeping it on the server. Next we have an IOC. IOC stands for Indicator of Compromise. IOC, Indicator of Compromise. Next we have IoT, which is the Internet of Things. IP, which is the Internet Protocol. IPS, which is an Intrusion Prevention System. IPsec, which is Internet Protocol Security, a suite for securing IP traffic. IPsec is a suite for protecting IP traffic. IPv4, which is a 32-bit addressing system. IPv6, which is a 128-bit addressing system. IR. IR stands for Incident Response. IR, Incident Response. Next we have ISAC. ISAC is the Information Sharing and Analysis Center. ISAC, Information Sharing and Analysis Center. Next we have ISAKMP, or ISCAMP. There's the Internet Security Association and Key Management Protocol. This manages IPsec keys and security associations. ISAKMP, Internet Security Association and Key Management Protocol. Next we have the ISP, which is your Internet Service Provider. IV. IV is an encryption phrase for initialization vector, a random value used in encryption to secure uniqueness. IV is your initialization vector. Next you have JRE. Think Minecraft. It's not the Joe Rogan experience, it's your Java runtime environment. JRE, Java Runtime Environment. Next, you have the KDC. KDC, usually a K is going to stand for key in some sense. KDC is the Key Distribution Center, which manages cryptographic keys in Kerberos. KDC, Key Distribution Center. Next, we have KDC. KDC is the Key Distribution Center. Next, we have a KPI. KPI is a Key Performance Indicator. KPI, Key Performance Indicator. Next we have L2TP. Think OSI model. L2TP is the Layer 2 tunneling protocol, which is a VPN tunneling protocol. L2TP, Layer 2 tunneling protocol. Next we have LDAP, which is the Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. LDAP, Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. Next you have LLMNR. LLMNR. What? There it is. stands for Link Local Multicast Name Resolution. LLMNR, Link Local Multicast Name Resolution, resolves name on a local network without DNS. LLMNR, resolve names without DNS. Next we have MDM. MDM stands for Mobile Device Management. Next we have a couple of business terms. MOA. MOA is Memorandum of Agreement. MOA is a Memorandum of Agreement, which is a legally binding agreement between two parties. MOU is Memorandum of Understanding, which is just an agreement without any legal binding. MOA is A-class, that's legal stuff. MOU is under it, it's just an understanding. MTTR, another business term, stands for Mean Time to Repair. MTBF stands for Mean Time Between Failures. Next we have NAC, which is Network Access Control. This restricts network access based on compliance. NAC is your Network Access Control. Next we have NAT, or Network Address Translation, which maps private IPs to public IPs. NAT, Network Address Translation. Next we have an NDA. NDA is a non-disclosure agreement. NDR, which is Network Detection and Response. NGFW, which stands for Next Generation Firewall, an all-in-one tool. Next we have NIDS, which is your Network Intrusion Detection System. NIST, National Institute for Standards and Technology. NTP. NTP stands for Network Time Protocol, which synchronizes system clocks. NTP, Network Time Protocol. Next we have OCSP. OCSP is the Online Certificate Status Protocol, which checks certificate revocation in real time. OCSP, Online Certificate Status Protocol. Next we have OIDC. OIDC stands for OpenID Connect, which is an OAuth 2.0 authentication protocol. OIDC, OpenID Connect. Next we have OSI. The OSI model is the 7-layer networking model. OSI model, 7-layer networking model. Next we have OTP, one-time passcode. Next we have PaaS, which is your platform as a service. PAP. PAP stands for Password Authentication Protocol, which sends passwords in plain text. PAP, Password Authentication Protocol. Next we have the PCI DSS, which is the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. PHI, Protected Health Information. PKI, which is a public key infrastructure, manages digital certificates and keys. PKI, Public Key Infrastructure. Again, remember, K usually stands for key. Next we have PoE, which is not Path of Exile. This is Power over Ethernet. PoE, Power over Ethernet. POLP, which stands for Principle of Least Privilege. PSK, which stands for Pre-Shared Key. PUP, deal with this all the time in security, potentially unwanted program. QoS is Quality of Service, which prioritizes certain network traffic. QoS, Quality of Service. Next we have Radius, which stands for Remote Authentication Dial-in User Service, which is an authentication protocol on your network. Radius, Centralized Authentication Protocol. Next we have RAID, which is Across Independent Disks, Redundant Array of Independent Disks, which is a storage combining multiple drives. RAID is multiple drives combined into one. Next we have RBAC, RBAC. RBAC is Role-Based Access Control. Think of this compared to DAC, Discretionary Access Control. RBAC gives access based on roles. Next we have RDP, which is the Remote Desktop Protocol. RFID, Radio Frequency Identification. RPO. RPO is a couple of business terms coming up. Recovery Point Objective. RTO is your Recovery Time Objective. Next we have RTOS. We all know OS stands for Operating System. RT stands for Real Time. These are going to be in crucial systems such as planes and large automated systems. RTOS, Real Time Operating System. Next we have SaaS, Software as a Service. SASE, SASE is your Secure Access Service Edge. which is a secure model. It's a cloud security model that combines network and security services for remote access. So SASE is your Secure Access Service Edge, which is a network node in your cloud. Next we have SAML. SAML stands for Security Assertion Markup Language, just like HTML stands for markup language. SAML is the Security Assertion Markup Language, an authentication data exchange for SSO for single sign-on. Next we have SCAP. It's a security content automation protocol. This is a set of standards for automating vulnerability management, measurement, and policy compliance. SCAP, Security Content Automation Protocol. Next, you have SDN. SDN is Software-Defined Networking. SD-WAN, Software-Defined Wide Area Network. SIEM, or SIM, Security Information and Event Management. SLA. SLA stands for Service Level Agreement, which defines your expected service performance. SLA is a business term. SOW is also a business term, standing for Statement of Work, which is a document outlining your scope and deliverables. SOW, Statement of Work. Next we have SMB. SMB stands for Server Message Block, which is a file sharing network protocol. SMB stands for Server Message Block. Next we have SMTP, which stands for Simple Network Management, SMTP, which is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. And email, SMTP, is a email term. SNMP is the Simple Network Management Protocol, which manages network devices. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Simple Network Management Protocol. Next we have the SOC, Security Operations Center. The SOX, which is the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. SLE is a business term standing for Single Loss Expectancy. SLE, Single Loss Expectancy. Next we have SPF, an email term. Sunscreen has to do with email. SPF is the Sender Policy Framework, which prevents email spoofing. SPF, Sender Policy Framework, prevent email spoofing. SSH is the secure shell. SSL is the secure socket layer. SSID is the service set identifier, which is a wireless network name. SSID, service set identifier. SYN, SYN-ACK, and ACK are all types of packets in the TCP flags. SYN stands for synchronize, which starts your connection. TCP is the transmission control protocol. TCP, transmission control protocol. Next we have TAC-ACKS, which is a terminal access controller, which is a Cisco authentication protocol. TAC-ACKS Plus is for Cisco. TFTP, which is Trivial File Transfer Protocol, which is a less secure version of FTP. TFTP, Trivial File Transfer Protocol. Next we have TLS, which is Transport Layer Security. Again, think that OSI model. TLS, Transport Layer Security. Next we have the TPM, a piece of hardware. Your TPM is your Trusted Platform Module to securely store keys. TPM, Trusted Platform Module. Next we have UAC, which is User Account Control, a Windows security feature. UDP, which is the User Datagram Protocol, which is Fast and Connectionless Transport Protocol. UEFI, which is replaces legacy BIOS. UPS, Uninterruptible Power Supply. URL, Uniform Resource Locator. USB, Universal Serial Bus. UTM. UTM stands for Unified Threat Management. VLAN, or Virtual Local Area Network. VM, Virtual Machine. VPN, Virtual Private Network. VPC is a Virtual Private Cloud. VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. Next we have WAF. WAF is your Web Application Firewall. WAF, Web Application Firewall. WPA2 is Wi-Fi Protected Access 2 using AES. WPA3 is the newer one. WPS stands for Wi-Fi Protected Setup. XDR. XDR is Extended Detection and Response. XML is Extensible Markup Language. And XSS, Cross-Site Scripting. Thanks for watching, guys. If you made it to the end, I beg you to leave a comment. Truly, if you are a human being watching to the end of this video, I mostly made this video for myself. If you, viewer, I'm talking to you right now because there's probably only going to be about 10 people that watch this. If you get to the end, leave a comment of something that I should learn or a video that you can't find on YouTube, and I will make that video for you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you sincerely. Best of luck on getting your Security Plus.